so much of the program has to do with using an integrated rangefinder, and it's just prohibitive. The cheapest you can get into those is what I think 4 or 5 thousand.
Oh no, it's more than that. Yeah, you need the well, you can, if you're going to get a Vectronics product, if you're going to get a Yukon or something like that, you can get into it. Yeah, at the value you just mentioned. But if you want to get a Vectronics like a PLRF 10C, I think those are like $6,500.
Yeah,
Starting
maybe.
off.
I think I'm thinking of maybe the PLRF without the compass. But
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just got
You're right.
right. I just got a Vectronics Terrapin that I've been really impressed with. I've even got out past 4,000 meters in low light with it for an $1,800 rangefinder. But there's no way to connect it to a PDA, which just kind of do the best you can.
Right. Well, once they stick the compass in there, that makes getting a range, bearing, and angle possible, and then put the machinery in there to output it serially. That seems to bring it up about another $2,000.
Right. Yeah.
So you're right. It's not cheap, but boy, they sure are good pieces of equipment, aren't they?
Well, just from my kind of consumer or Vectronics, I've just been blown away with. I've never had my hands on that kind of. They say it's just for, civilian use or whatever, but it sure beats a lot of what military had even a few years ago. It's an amazing product.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when I was developing that interface, I was able to get a loader of a Vector 4.
Uh-huh.
And so I was sitting in my office doing this work, and then I would plug it in and connect it up, and then I would range out the window to some distant place, and then see how that was working on the PDA. Well, in this building, there is a film on the windows to reflect sunlight. So it had to get through the window, through the film, out to a target, come back, and then come back through that film and window back to the rangefinder. And I was amazed at that vector. I could range things at 6,000 meters, and it would range at every single time. Now, it's true that the only thing I could find at that distance was I could look down and I could see a reflective freeway sign way out there, and it would pick it up, and I thought it was amazing that it was getting through all this stuff, because no other rangefinder that I would borrow from, like manufacturers when I would do these other interfaces, would do that. None of them. But Vector had similar problem. That's kind of when I realized that Vector made good stuff. I just think Vectors are really incredible pieces of gear.
Right now, there's a lot of interest in the 375 ShyTac. It's kind of everybody's selling their 50s and their 408s, and it doesn't look like there's anything on the horizon that can really compete with it without ruining the barrels in 500 rounds. Or there are some things that can blow the 375 ShyTac away, but the barrel life is just so abysmal. It's just not worth the effort, it seems like. Have you heard much about this new round, or relatively new round?
Well, about a year ago, or 2 years ago, I did, but I really haven't heard much recently. The people I hear from are, and I wasn't sure why that was, because it looked like a very promising round, and I figured, well, maybe getting bullets was a little difficult. I don't know. But I haven't heard anything over the last, I don't know, year maybe.
It seems to me
it sure didn't feel like that.
It seems to me that a lot of these ultra long range shooters aren't big talkers, because I think there is there are a lot of 408 users who are gone to the 375. I think the 408 is probably always going to have a niche because it's been picked up a little bit by the military. I don't know how big of a scale it is, but
well, one of these days I'm going to get around to building some ultra long range thing, and I'll look. Every once in a while, I sit down and I start kind of planning it out, and 375 is right up there. I haven't quite decided yet. Currently, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the manual or not, but the 7mm WSM has a trajectory that is the equivalent of a 338 Lapua, at least shooting a 250 grain bullet, and so that's why I've been working with, because it can get out there. It certainly doesn't have the energy that a 338 would have, but it has a real good trajectory. It stays supersonic about as long as a 338 will, and it'll, assuming you've got the right kind of bullets, it should do very well going out that range. So I've never felt the need to get a 338. I thought, well, when I do an ultra long range, I probably do a 408 or a 375. Look pretty good, but jury's still out.
well, that's a pretty good recommendation for the 7 WSM.
Well, it's a good little round. I was having some trouble with getting it to be a little tech driver with my powder selections, and recently I started using and testing some RL-33, and that seems to be at least for my rifle, that seems to be what works really, really well. So I've got some amazing little tiny holes in groups at 100 yards and out at 400 yards. You can cover it easily with a 50-cent piece using the RL-33. So that's what I'm doing now is working with RL-33 and 180 grain burgers, and I haven't done. I need to get out to where we get well into the transonic region to see how the burgers are going to traverse that, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
Thank you for listening. This has been Nathan Charlton of Hell's Gate Tactical interviewing Blaine Fields of PrecisionWorkbench.com. Thank you.